So we're going to go step by step through this division problem, and we will go from there. Okay, so first we need to take our 16 and divide by 7. So obviously that's going to be a 2, and so we put that number right up here above the 16, okay? The next thing that we need to do is multiply. So we take this number right here and we multiply by this number right over here. And so 2 times 7 is obviously 14. Then we need to subtract. So we end up with a 2. Now when we bring down, we just take this and bring it straight down here and write it right there. So I'm just going to go like this. So now we pick up with our divide again. So we're going to divide this number right here, 26, by 7. Now we know that 7 can be multiplied 3 times while going into 26. And so we're going to go ahead and write our 3 up there. Then we multiply our 3 times our 7, and we write the answer down there. And so let's go ahead and write 21, because that's what 3 times 7 is. Then we do our subtraction, and now of course we need to bring down. So we end up with 54 over here. Okay, now we need to start over with dividing. So we divide 54 by 7, and we know that we get 7 because 49 is the closest we can get. And so we'll go ahead and come over here and do our subtraction, and we end up with 5. There's nothing left to bring down over here, so we know that we just have our remainder of 5. So now we're going to do the same thing with a different problem. I'm going to try and hand over a little bit more of the ownership to you, though, so you need to be paying attention. All right. So we have 2,627 divided by 9. So the first step, of course, is we need to try and divide. We can't divide the 2, so we have to go into the 26. So what I want you to do is go ahead and think about how many times can you divide 26 into groups of 9. I want you to write that number right up here. So it's only going to go in 2 times, because 2 times 9 is 18, and 3 times 9 is 27, and 27 is obviously bigger than our 26, so we can't do that. We're going to go ahead and write in our 18, and then I'd like you to do the next step, which is our subtraction. So 26 minus 18 is going to equal 8. Now our next step is to bring down. So go ahead and bring this down. We'll make our 82. And we go back to divide. So you are dividing 82 by 9. And you are going to take the number that you get and write it right up here. So when we take our 82 and we divide it by 9, we end up with 9, because 9 times 9 is 81. So let's go ahead and do our multiplication. So we multiply this number 9 times 9, and we write the answer right down here. So why don't you go ahead and give that a try. So obviously we end up with an 81, and then we do our subtraction, and we end up with 1 down here. Now the next step is to go ahead and bring down. So I want you to bring this down. and then divide the number that you have right here by 9. So I'm just going to give you a second to try that, and then I will go ahead and bring down. I end up with a 17. So now we have 17 down here, and we divide that by the 9, and we write the answer up here. So we have to think about how close to 17 can we get using that 9. And so obviously we can only go in one time. So now our next step is to multiply. And we multiply this number right here times this number right here, and we write it down here, and then we do our subtraction. And since there's nothing else to bring down, that means that whatever our number is that we get for our answer down here is going to be our remainder. So after we multiply, we get our 9, and we end up with an 8 down here. And so we have 291, remainder 8.